Hello, this is Carrie O'Donnell, tarot soul writer, and I'm here with Cindy, and we are ready to go for today's Spilling the Tea. It's been a while, Cindy.
So. I know. It's good to be back today because I've got my cat lady ears on. I've got my cup of thank you, Joe, and my cat mug here, and I'm feeling amped up. I mean, I don't know. I usually don't watch the conventions, but wow, I watched both full nights. So inspiring, the speeches, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah. I'm fired up. That's why I wore my I'm Speaking shirt today, because I feel like we've been empowered a bit. The energy is super strong and it's exciting, and you can't help but feel excited about what's happening and the changes that are happening. So
yeah. And I feel like us, postmenopausal cat ladies have a superpower that we're getting ready to unleash. And you know what that superpower is? We vote.
Woohoo! Yeah. And I was telling Cindy, the Hillary Clinton had posted on Threads and on Twitter. I think I saw it on Threads. And when Vance made that comment about postmenopausal women, it's kind of like, what were you thinking, dude? They vote. And most of us are in great numbers. A lot of us, well, I'm not in the baby boom generation, but most postmenopausal women are. And it's like numbers. Like, what are you doing? What's going on? That's the interesting part, that they're saying things and doing things that make zero sense, like zero sense, even in a logical way. It's amazing. It's amazing to me.
I know. So I think it's such an easy contrast now. It's just like, is it this or is it this? And it's I think it's a no-brainer for most people. And so I'm feeling optimistic. But I did want to talk about something. I don't want to do a little cleanup.
Oh no!
Clean it up for me.
I had to clean up because clearly posting a inspirational PowerPoint was beyond my technical abilities. So I'm not going to try anymore. But I do want to add one thing, because the words hope came to me, and then joy came to me, and then a word of the week that I think would be nice for us to focus on and maybe try and spread. And so here is the word of the week. And I think it's palpable now. You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's time. It's like we're turning this corner, and the energy. I mean, it was just definitely an uptick. So instead of anything technical, I'm just saying optimism, and let's just spread it. It's there.
Yes. Focus on that. Switch your thoughts even when you get more negative thoughts and fears. And I'm not saying that they're not valid. We still have battles to fight. And it's not like we turned a corner and everything's easy, because, hello, this is Earth, right? We know that there are going to be conflicts. But there's a great reason to be optimistic. And that kind of energy is just like a rocket. It just gets everything moving. So I love it. I think that's great. We should do a word of the week all the time that we're on, because I love that.
All right.
So are we ready to go? Yeah, let's get some questions and let's start some readings.
Okay.
All right, Peggy, Matt Gaetz won his race. Are they ever going to take him down? Are they ever going to take him down? Looks like, unfortunately, I'm getting kind of a mixed bag. Right? So I feel like it's like they try to take him down, because I get this energy of the magician. We're going to make this happen. Here's the justice system, justice against Matt Gaetz. Sneaky. This is interesting because this is my card for foreign money, like foreign connections. It's in reversal. It's also like we can't trust him, or there are some trust that are coming down on him because of some sort of foreign connections. All right. So they've got the goods on him for that. And they're going to try to take him down. But unfortunately, the ultimate outcome is he moves to a higher ground. He's successful at doing that. And there's some sort of good news for him. If I had to put this together, I would say I think Matt Gaetz is going to be, for entertainment purposes only, indicted for something. But I feel like ultimately either something doesn't stick, or they make a deal, or in some way he squirrels away from that initial accountability. I could be wrong. It'd be interesting to find out. But in the past, when I've read about Matt Gaetz, I've gotten that he cuts a deal to save his own skin, to offer up a bigger fish. And I'm getting something similar here. So I'm sorry about that. All I can say is karma will catch up to him one way or another. The convention started under the only full blue moon. VP Harris accepted the nomination on her 10th anniversary. Do your guides see this as supposed to be an enlightenment for our country? Let's see. Enlightenment, the blue moon. What I'm getting here is the energy of the Democratic Party in the past, like leading up to this convention. There was a faction or an overall energy that, what if we're not successful? What if we don't make it through? There was some scattered energies here with the Knight of Swords reversed. This is like a stoppage kind of energy, a cancellation sort of energy. And I would say this is the opposite of optimism, that there was some pessimistic attitudes. There are some issues here. This is my card for legal issues or conflicts. So there could be some pessimism leading into the convention or with the people, because we're really talking about the enlightenment for our country, where the country may have thought they're going to stop us. We might not be successful. They're going to take it to the courts. They're going to try to steal the election. I mean, even we were feeling that, right? But here is the symbolism of the blue moon. I'm not getting enlightenment, but what I did get the moon card reversed. And that's my card for lunacy and crazy energy, negative energies that try to stick. I kind of feel that represents that energy in the Republican Party. It's coming up, right? So this blue moon is that we've risen this energy up, this yucky kind of crazy energy, and we're looking at it. And it is a sign for judgment. Yes, you could say this is enlightenment. I mean, if you go with the symbolism of Judgment Day, but at the very least, this is the beginning of a new time, a new eon, a new chapter. All right. It's more than a new beginning. It's a paradigm shift. And here she is, the Queen of Cups. We were just talking about this. Cindy and I were literally just talking about this, the blue moon being part of the divine feminine. But we are looking at a symbolism that the divine feminine is here. Look at that, a new age with a woman, all the crazy energy coming up. So if you would define that as enlightenment, I'm not really sure how you took that word, then I would say yes. But that's the answer I'm getting for what that full moon, that blue moon, is symbolized for us. All right. Will Taylor Swift get back at Trump by performing a concert to make him look like the fool he is? I hope so. Let's see if they'll do a concert. I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I heard that Donald Trump made a lie or said a lie. There was something from his camp saying that Taylor Swift endorsed him or something like that. I don't know. They were talking about it on Thread, so I don't know if it's true. But I thought that was hysterical. Like, give me a break. So we'll see. She's going to do a concert. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say yes, but there's some wonky energy here that she has to kind of move through. So there is some sense that she stands for justice for all, and justice for all. That's what they're saying, and justice for all. So I think she's planning something in order to get that energy forward. But right now there are some blocks with the Ace of Swords reversed and the Mourning card. Like there's some losses here. This must have something to do with her schedule or what's going on with her, things that I might not know about. Or maybe they just can't pull it together, that they're finding some roadblocks in place that are preventing her from doing that. But I guess I would say yes, based on these concluding cards. I do get a man here. This is Biden, Biden energy. And then I get the devil, okay, the devil energy. And I kind of feel like it's representative of it was between him and the devil, between Biden and the devil. I think these are representing two kinds of energy, you know, the greed and the selfishness, and then the heart-centered energy. And then there's the new beginning card, focusing on the future. So maybe what I'm seeing here is a concert. And I think it's about her showing the difference between those two types of energy. So I'm not really getting her, well, maybe Trump would feel or look foolish just with her doing this, but she's doing a concert to show the difference between those two types of energy and to focus on the future. Like we are the future. Like I get that kind of a theme. So yeah, I guess this is a concept. She's having trouble getting off the ground. So I think any good vibes we can give her and her team to get this going, it would be great. It would be great. All right. When will we have full ET public disclosure? When will ET contact be known globally? And how will this affect religious organizations? All right. I think I'm going to do a few sets of cards because there's a lot of sub questions here. Which is all right, just a few more cards. I'm trying to figure out how it will affect religious organizations. All right, let's start with the first question. When will we have full ET public disclosure? I clearly pulled the card, it's the wrong time. Okay, it's the wrong time. So I'm not getting that full public disclosure yet. that is reiterated in the cards. When will ET contact be known globally? I'm not getting a win. I'll be honest. I'm not getting a timeline on that. They're just like, it's not the right time. But I do feel a lot of practical or pragmatic energy underneath this. Like they have to make a plan. This is the student card. We need to know more. I'm wondering if it's just like people are learning. There's something to do with our learning and our growth. And we have to learn more about the world, the universe, something to that effect before we're actually ready globally. This is a slow inching forward. Like we are moving forward on this. We have growth, but the growth and the learning is slow. There is the cover of illusion and delusion here, as well as choices to make about this. We are getting a celebration card at the end. I do feel there will be ET contact known globally, but I think in the short term, we're still under a veil. I think that that's that illusion and delusion. And I looked into how it would affect religious organizations, and we're going to bulldoze. It's going to bulldoze them. Like, see you later. And there's going to be the thief and the gold mine. There are a couple of things I'm feeling here. One, we're going to realize that religious organizations were taking away our power. Like there's something about knowing or ET disclosure when we're ready for it that's empowering. And we realize that the more organized religions tried to steal some of our personal power and our personal knowing. But I also feel a collapse of the money aspect of it, that there is a lot of greed and for entertainment purposes only, money gathering in some religious organizations, and that we are going to have help with this. We're going to have help from the universe to kind of move through this. So in short, I see religious organizations for the most part collapsing, but we're not ready yet. I wish I could give you a time, but it's just that we have more learning and growth to accomplish. It will happen slowly. So it's possible this might not happen in our lifetimes. Will Pete be Secretary of State in the Harris administration? Yeah, that's good that you're asking that directly, because I always saw him as Secretary of State, but I don't know if it's sometime in the future or Harris. Let's take a look. Pete B, Secretary of State in the Harris administration. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not getting a positive response to this administration. But I always saw him as Secretary of State, so I'm a little confused. But this is what I'm getting, and this is something we can check on in the future. Maybe something will be shifting. But I get the Sun card reversed, so it's like that half and half kind of energy. They're on the fence. Maybe he's the one who's on the fence. There is going to be a lot of the legal issues, the conflicts. And then I've gotten the international, right? Looking to the future as well, seeing the possibilities. I had done a reading on Pete, and I had gotten that he wasn't ready because of conflicts and battles in his own life and stress. So maybe these cards are pointing to that. Like I have conflicts. I'm like half in, half out. You know, I have to look at my possibilities of my future career. Is this okay for me right now? It might be that I'm picking up. And the Two of Swords is reversed at the end for part of the conclusion. Like we're on two sides of the fence. We're not coming together with the same vision for what we want for that future for Pete. The Strength card is reversed. I'm not very strong with this yet. And the Hierophant is reversed, which is a government card. I'm not strong enough. Or maybe that Two of Swords of reverse, the fact that he's a gay man, maybe they're thinking, I don't know, maybe there'd be too much separation, but that might not make sense. But either way, these cards are all in reversal and they're not giving me a yes vibe. So maybe it's that Pete is really on the fence himself. You know, that is this something I really want at this particular time? I will say, I hope I'm wrong because I always saw him as a Secretary of State. So maybe it's sometime in the future, or maybe I'm just wrong today, but those are the cards I'm getting today. All right. Does Trump have PTSD from the shooting? All right, Candace. Trump had PTSD from the shooting. I want to say not from the shooting, but I get him worried about other things that might be connected to the shooting. This is weird. This is the first time I've gotten this. So I get my third party interference card. So this could be someone else that's interfering with the election or his own progress. There are secrets. They are underground. Okay, so this third party, it's almost like I'm getting someone calling the shots for something, but they're not out in the open. And yeah, he's worried that they might get him, That's kind of the way I'm feeling it. And then when I look to the future, I do get his protection up. And this has to do with his success. It's kind of like, you know, this would be he's out in the cold, the Five of Pence reverse, but this would be, okay, I want to stay in the fold. Like I want to stay with the people. I got to keep myself defended in case I'm not successful moving forward. All right, so this is how I'm pulling this together. It's not the shooting itself. I feel like whoever these underground people are that I'm getting here are very powerful, according to Trump, like from Trump's point of view. And he's afraid, he has PTSD with these people, almost like he knows what they can do. I don't know who these people are, but I do get a sense of an underground force that's calling the shots. I would say he knows what they can do, and that's connected to the shooting, and that's where his fears are. It's kind of like, I have to win, or I have to find a way to stay in the fold, to stay loyal, to stay part of this, or, you know, 10 of swords. So that's what I'm getting for entertainment purposes only. So it's connected to the shooting, but it's not about the shooting. It's about the people who may have caused the shooting. All right. So the encampment cleanup started in California. Will this move the needle to help homeless situation? All right, California. It's such a big issue everywhere too, but I know especially California. Will this move the needle? Yeah, I feel like it is. It is. I get a sense of a complete turnaround, a sudden and complete turnaround with this issue with the ushering in of the judgment card. These could be some legal issues related. I don't know what all the laws are saying in California because I'm not from that part. But there's a sense that the law could be part of this, that we have a whole new direction, that we're flipping the script in some way. This is my Kamala card, but there is like frustration with this. People are frustrated with this energy, and that's what's causing a switch in thought about it. I've got two sides coming together in California. Okay. I don't know who the two sides are. People from California, maybe you can speculate, but it's like we're making a deal. We're coming to the table and they come to a compromise. There's a compromise here with the Two of Swords. And this is about secrets, kind of icky secrets here we're talking about homelessness. So I feel like this is like bringing this issue out into the open. That's what they're trying to do here. And there's some sort of compromise with two sides, two different perspectives. This all seems like progress to me. So you asked, will this move the needle to help homeless situation? Yes. I feel like the needle is being moved. So there's for sure a new perspective coming from all of this. All right, who does Melania work for or answer to? Does Melania work for or answer to? I mean, I'm getting Russia. Somebody from Russia with the Empress for entertainment purposes only. It's not as easy as, oh, Russia, the highest levels of Russia. There is another level that I'm getting below the names you might know connected to Russia who are bad actors. And I'm getting a man and a woman that were somehow in control of her, or I'm getting almost like a couple. I know that's kind of different. I don't know if they're actually together, but I do get a sense that she answers to a woman and a man. They're definitely Russian. They, with the Hermit card, they're behind the scenes, but they're very successful people. And this is the Burdens card. This I actually feel like is more what Melania is feeling, that she took on a job, a burden, hard work. This is hard work. It's hard work to be Donald Trump's wife or to do what she needed to do. So yeah, it's definitely, I'm getting Russia or something to do with Russia, and I'm getting a man and a woman. So I have no idea who they are, but I'm getting like there are layers. They're showing me layers, and she's addressing a particular layer of that pyramid. It's almost like a pyramid. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, now that Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, etc., have joined BRICS and they're invited, is it Venezuela and Bolivia? Should the West worry about trade partners standing together in a war? All right. Will they stand together? I don't think we need to worry about this. I know it seems like we should, but I'm kind of getting no. This is how they're feeling, like we're moving forward and, we want a piece of the pie. We want to be comfortable too in the world. But the ending here, as far as the West, I mean, that the fact that the West is feeling comfortable too, but I get at the end of the day, that resources, it's about who has the most resources. All right. That's what I'm getting. And people in the West or Western countries still have a lot of resources, and that gives them a lot of power. There's a sense that BRICS is going to fall apart in some way. Like I get this walking away, or I don't know. It's just like, it's not a thing with this card is what I'm feeling. And judgment against them. Judgment against them. I'm not actually getting a war or standing together, or I'm getting that the people that we have, the West has a lot of resources. And at the end of the day, that's a lot of power. And they just don't stand together, which is very interesting, because when you're talking about Iran and Saudi Arabia, these are all countries that are not putting country over their own personal power with some of these leaders. And I think that might be their ultimate downfall. They don't stay together. I think that's the problem. So I'm not seeing this as an issue in the long term. A non-political question. Who built the Shell Grotto in England? Can you tell me what the Shell Grotto is? I have no clue. Cindy, do you know?
I'm not sure, but that was an interesting question. If somebody can put in the chat, it must be some sort of structure.
The Shell Grotto. I have like zero context.
Okay. I'll move to it another question.
Okay. And if someone could put it in the chat, I don't mind reading on it, but I have no idea what I'm focusing on. So. Will 45 ever be held for treason, selling secrets, and violating the Logan Act? All right. All right. There are a lot of delays and skirmishes here, especially with that Ace of Wands reversed. I feel like some of his crimes, let's just call it crimes, we already know he's been indicted. So yes, he's going to be held accountable for some things. But I also really was trying to look for the bigger things. Like you said, treason, selling secrets. Like these are big, big things. I don't know if he's going to be here because of the delays. I think that's what I'm getting. But I do feel that the law is going to come down on him in some way. And there's some good news with people coming together on this. I do have the God. I was trying to get some backup. I'm getting the God card. So I feel like maybe when he's leaving this earth, when that happens, there's a sense that people come together and there is some good news. And I think it's about his crimes, that 10, I'm King of Swords reversed energy. And I think it's going to be known and public. Will he be held for it? I'm really sensing he might not be there, that there may be delays, and then he's not there. So a lot of the information I think is coming out will be after that. So it's going to be different. Like we'll know the truth, and we'll make sure nothing happens again. Like I think that's going to be where a lot of the energy is going to be, but I don't get him being held for just the smaller crimes, just the smaller things. So unfortunately, that's what I'm getting, but it's not because they're skipping out. I think it's because he doesn't make it that far. All right, the Shell Grotto is an ornate subterranean passageway. All right, a Shell Grotto in Margate, Kent, England. Almost all the surface area of the walls and roof is covered in mosaics created entirely of seashells. And so the original question was, who built it, correct? So let's take a look at that. Oh, it's about 2,000 square feet of mosaic. Wow, in Kent, England. It's a museum. But it was built by someone else, someone that we don't know, correct? Because I know this says it's a museum. Yeah, who built it? Okay, let me see if we can get anything. Let's see what comes up. I am getting, I don't know how old this is at all, but I'm getting a story, like it would make me feel like it's really old. So tell me if I'm completely wrong here. But I get a sense of there's like a fight, like different peoples that are fighting in this area. So I don't know if this is like, you know, the Danes and the French and the English, you know, that kind of thing, more in the Middle Ages, or if we're going way back to Romans. And because I know there have been different occupied like situations in England, but I feel like I'm getting that kind of a story. So tell me if this is a new thing, because then I'm completely wrong. But I get a story that there's been some sort of skirmishes and losses, right? And a sense of people trying to find balance. And I'm getting sort of an image, especially with the circus tent, a lot of drama and a lot of different circles, a lot of different camps. And that's why I feel like I'm dealing with different nations or different nationalities. I'm also getting the energy of people who want to stand up for themselves and their identities, that they're not for the government, okay? And they might have been really struggling with something financially. I don't know anything about this place, but I get a sense that it's one of these displaced peoples or cultures that may have lived in that area but didn't have the power. And it seemed like they were creating some sort of, I'm just going to use the word sanctuary. So I don't know what they actually used it for, but it seems to be a safe spot or a place of reflection, I think is what I'm getting. So again, I have no idea. I could be completely wrong. I don't know how old this is, but that's the story that I'm getting. Final question. Final question. Is Trump afraid of his life and plans to run to the DOJ for cover? It's said that he's a puppet and knows that if he's no longer of use, he may end up like Ivana. That's exactly the energy I was getting with that question about the shooting, about the assassination attempt. I was getting that's his fear. Let's see if he'll run to the DOJ for cover. Let's see if that's even a thing. He's not going to do it. Guy, I feel like he would not run to the DOJ for a lot of the reasons you're mentioning there. He's still in the sense of we're going to make it through. We're going to recover from any losses. We've got to win. We got to win. We got to win. Like I get this thing in his head. Like he can't think of any other option. There's money that's been uprooted here and karma for him. He doesn't have a lot of money left, and he's feeling stuck. That's why I'm getting, they're uprooting the secrets. They just said they're uprooting the secrets, but I have to keep moving forward. That wheel of fortune, you know, I got to keep going. I have to win. I have to win. And I don't see him going to the DOJ because here's the dark money card, the underground, whoever these people are, for entertainment purposes only, there are some people underground that are causing or making some decisions. We'll just say that. And they'll string him up, judgment against him, if he went to the DOJ for cover. You know, that would be the end. I know this sounds crazy, but it's almost like from his point of view, there's no way the DOJ could protect me. I know that sounds crazy, but remember, this is his point of view. Like that option is not even, it's almost like he's like, I feel like they could do anything. They could find me anywhere. They could infiltrate whatever. He doesn't trust that as an option. So that's what I'm getting right now. I feel he's thinking in his mind, this is my only option to win. And so that's what I'm getting. All right. So I think it's time for
Wednesday Wonderings.
So Cindy can come on back. Woohoo!
Wednesday Wonderings. Yay!
Yay! Wednesday Wonderings.
Okay, so this is a very interesting question, and it's been a hot topic for a little bit. So I'm going to post our Wednesday Wondering questions, which is, can we really jump timelines, or is it just an explanation for things we don't yet understand?
I've had a lot of like thoughts about it and questions. I've been trying to, get answers. So I was like, I would love to read on this. And I haven't. I know Cindy has done her reading. Right? You've done yours?
Yeah, but I haven't shared, so we'll see what you come up with.
Yeah, so I'm going in cold right now, and we're going to compare notes. And maybe between the two of us, we can see if we can get some information on this idea of jumping timelines. All right, almost there. I am almost like, this is not what I expected at all. I thought of the different ways this could go, and I'm like getting something maybe I don't understand, but all right, this is what I'm getting. And then hopefully Cindy can put her spin on it. And I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle of all of this. But I'm feeling from these cards that it was kind of like our energy or something. It's like something that we've manifested or people on the planet have manifested. And there's that Page of Cups bringing in love and goodwill, right, with that page. But we're at the beginning of stages of that represented in the page. We need to move to success. And what is part of that success? The Hangman. There are a couple things I'm getting here, like a new perspective. We are successfully moving toward a new perspective. and a new shift. We're seeing things differently, like literally upside down. And this is helping things to move. And I'm also, there's that justice aspect, successfully moving toward a sense of justice, of having the bad actors be accountable, which might be part of that. But there is some sense that we, through our own love and participation in this energy, are successfully moving to a new paradigm shift. All right. So they're saying one of the things that I'm getting, I almost want to go to these cards, is I have the gold mine and the smoke. So a lot of money, we're realizing that a lot of where money was and resources were covered in smoke. Like they're showing me, Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, like they're showing me that. So it's kind of like the curtain is ripped off and there he is. All right. So there is something about this time thing that's like where things are being revealed. We kind of know the truth of things, and that the universe is helping us to heal. We got the baby and angel and the hot springs, which is my healing card. So there is some sense that the universe is kind of helping us along, or some kind of force in the universe. But this is the part that's kind of confusing to me. They're like, okay, we're causing this shift. The universe is helping. We're starting to see the truth. But at the end, as far as the jumping timelines, that I'm actually getting energy that says, stop, slowing something down, blocking some things that maybe were going to happen, but now they're not going to happen, and reevaluating the future, because this is also this would be like, we're looking the future, here we go. I'm almost getting like these cards are all like a standstill, which is the opposite of what I thought. Like I thought this was going to be like time accelerating, or yes, we're jumping, but they're showing me that something slowed down. So maybe we could rearrange some aspects of things. I always get this image. I'm just going to, before Cindy talks, and maybe she can bring some clarity, but they're showing it to me again now because I get pop culture ideas. That's Superman, the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, where Lois Lane dies and he can't handle that. So he flies out in anger and he turns the world around, and he like stops time so that he could go back and save her and then start the world back up. I'm getting that kind of feel here. Like there was some sense of, we caused this energy to move forward, certain happenings, and then they slowed everything down so things could get rearranged, and we're starting back up again. So I don't even know if that even answered my question about timelines, but that's what I'm getting. Cindy, help me, because what did you get?
Well, I got something similar. So I pulled just a few cards. I used two different decks, but the first one I think kind of sums up the impression that I'm getting from it. So if you look at the image on this card, you can see that there is, I think this is energies from one side and the other, and that there is a spiritual weigh-in that can happen. In other words, if there's enough desire for change, if there's enough desire to shift things, they can there can be a little bit of finger on the scale, so to speak, to shift things a little bit. And I don't see it as a timeline shift. I just see it as a reconfirming the energies that we wanted and maybe giving us a little assistance. I look at this like spiritual assistance, maybe. And also that, again, here is the balance, balancing the energies and trying to keep us in balance, because sometimes we need help ending a cycle.
Yeah.
So there's something I feel that needed to be ended, that there was perhaps some sort of helpful influence to help us end that cycle. Because the other cards that I pulled from another deck was, to me, I actually got this one first. The Knight of Cups. And this Knight is giving us a little bit of a gift, a good message, a gift of some sort. And it's something to help the world with a little more moderate or better outcome, easier transition. So I don't see it as a timeline jump. I see it more as an energetic assistance.
And which would make sense that I got the baby angel card because there was some sort of help here. And I also, you got the Knight of Cups, but I got the Page of Cups, which is very similar, kind of bringing in. I definitely got the sense that we were part of this. Like things weren't being done unto us. Like it wasn't like a jumping. Yeah, I'm not getting a jumping, but I'm getting like something was shifted. That hangman energy, a new perspective. We have assistance with it. Yeah, and it's almost like rearranging, slowing things down to rearrange it, and then boom, going ahead again. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know anything about this, but the idea of timeline jumping wasn't sitting right with me. Like, I don't think this is it. And who am I to try to understand anything? I think we're trying to understand concepts that are way beyond us, right? And we're trying to put it in a situation, like a way we can understand. And
right. I think it's a very big concept, and our heads would probably.
Yeah. So we're like, oh, we're doing this because we understand Back to the Future or the movie Mr. Destiny, or like, even going back to Dickens, with A Christmas Carol, this idea of like switching up time, or like there have been so many pop culture things about that. So maybe that's our schema. That's what we're trying to understand. If something shifts radically, how does that happen? And we have so much in our background that kind of add to that story. But yeah, and even though we just did a brief reading, I'll continue to do some deep dives on this concept, because I feel like even I've just simplified something that I'm trying to get because I don't understand it. And so.
Yeah, that's part of our experience here, is experiencing it, not fully understanding it, but having the experience and hopefully learning from it. And I think when we ask for help, I think if enough of us are asking for the same thing, I think we get some assistance. I felt like that. So
yeah, and I have a funny feeling that our assistance is also because of a bigger reason that we don't understand, not just about what's going on right now in our worlds. Because let's get real. There have been horrifying times in human history, horrifying, probably much worse than what we're experiencing right now. But there might be something to where we are in our development that it's bigger, like it could affect other worlds, or the future of our planet could affect other things. And maybe that's something we don't understand, but the higher beings do. That's just a thought. I don't know what anyone thinks about that, but I kind of feel we're in that place, that crossroads.
that's a good one. That's something to continue reading on for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I think we are coming to an end. And I think it's time to say, that's the tea. That's the tea for today. I want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting the both of us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do your thing with our shows. Always thankful to Cindy for all her help and her wisdom. And with that said, Cindy, I think we need a little music.
All right. Are we in the party mood today? I think we should party on the block for all the optimism we're taking to the week.
Let's do this. Have a great day, everybody.